Welcome to Read with Muffin. Today we are going to read about prokaryotic photosynthesis. Now there are three groups of photosynthetic bacteria. Photosynthetic bacteria are of three types. There are three groups in which these photosynthetic bacteria are being grouped into. The first one is purple bacteria. The second one is green bacteria, and the third one is cyanobacteria. Okay, so these are the three groups in which the photosynthetic bacteria are being grouped into. Now this cyanobacteria is kind of different from purple and green bacteria because of the fact that cyanobacteria is able to carry out oxygenic photosynthesis. Okay, when cyanobacteria is doing photosynthesis, then oxygen is produced. Purple bacteria and green bacteria do not produce oxygen during photosynthesis. So cyanobacteria is quite different from purple bacteria and green bacteria. The photosynthesis in cyanobacteria is kind of similar in plants, and cyanobacteria have photosystem 1 and photosystem 2 like in plants, and it generates oxygen during photosynthesis. So photosynthesis process in cyanobacteria and in plants is kind of similar in the fact that both of them have photosystem 1, photosystem 2, and both of them generate oxygen during photosynthesis. Now this purple and green bacteria have only one type of the reaction center. Okay, they don't have two reaction center like the cyanobacteria and plants. They have only one type of the reaction center, and this purple and green bacteria perform anoxygenic photosynthesis. That is, they do not produce oxygen during photosynthesis process. Okay, purple and green bacteria perform anoxygenic photosynthesis, and this anoxygenic photosynthesis is also known as bacterial photosynthesis. In purple bacteria, the reaction center is similar to photosystem 2. Okay, there is only one reaction center in purple bacteria as well as green bacteria, and the reaction center of purple bacteria is similar to photosystem 2, whereas the reaction center of green bacteria is similar to photosystem 1. Okay, both of these bacteria have only one kind of reaction center, and the reaction center of purple bacteria is similar to photosystem 2, whereas the reaction center which exists in green bacteria is similar to photosystem 1. Now these reaction centers of this purple bacteria and green bacteria are not able to extract the oxygen from the water molecules. Okay, they are not able to extract oxygen from the water molecules, and that is the reason why they don't evolve oxygen while doing photosynthesis. Okay, purple bacteria and green bacteria, the reaction centers in them are not able to extract the oxygen from the water molecules, and that is the reason why the purple bacteria and green bacteria don't evolve oxygen during photosynthesis. Now this purple bacteria and green bacteria don't evolve oxygen. Okay, now why is this? Why they don't evolve oxygen? Because of the fact that this purple and green bacteria are not able to use water as an electron source. Okay, they are not able to use water as an electron source, and this is the reason why they don't evolve oxygen during photosynthesis. Okay, so water is not the electron source. So what is the electron source in this green bacteria and purple bacteria and green bacteria? Well, the electron source in purple bacteria and green bacteria are hydrogen sulfide, sulfur, hydrogen, and organic matters. So these act as electron source in this kind of bacteria which don't use water as an electron source. So these are used as electron source for the generation of NADPH. Okay, so hydrogen sulfide, sulfur, hydrogen, organic matters, these are the electron source used by this kind of bacteria which are not able to use water as an electron source for the generation of NADPH. Reaction centers in anoxygenic photosynthetic bacteria. Okay, pheophytin quinone type reaction center and FES type of reaction center are there in the anoxygenic photosynthetic bacteria. Now this FES type of reaction center is similar to PS1, photosystem 1, and this pheophytin quinone type of reaction center is similar to PS2. So there are these two reaction centers which are there in anoxygenic photosynthetic bacteria, and this is similar to PS2 and this is similar to PS1. So we saw about oxygenic photosynthesis and anoxygenic photosynthesis. Okay, one requires H2O and the other is not able to use H2O as an electron source, so it uses some other sources. Now, despite these differences, the general principle of the energy transduction is same in anoxygenic photosynthesis and oxygenic photosynthesis. Okay, in anoxygenic photosynthesis and oxygenic photosynthesis, the general principles of the energy transduction are same. Now, speaking of anoxygenic photosynthetic bacteria, this anoxygenic photosynthetic bacteria depends on bacteriochlorophylls, okay, for photosynthesis. Now, what are these bacteriochlorophylls? Bacteriochlorophylls are the biomolecules which are kind of similar to chlorophylls. Okay, so in your anoxygenic photosynthetic bacteria you have bacteriochlorophyll, and in oxygenic photosynthetic bacteria you have chlorophyll. Okay, that is how it is. Now this bacteriochlorophyll absorbs strongly in the infrared region. Okay, that is between 700 nanometer to 1000 nanometer. This bacteriochlorophyll show strong absorption of light. So this anoxygenic photosynthetic bacteria uses the light between 700 nanometer to 1000 nanometer for photosynthesis. Now which electron carriers are there in anoxygenic photosynthetic organisms or anoxygenic photosynthetic bacteria? Okay, the electron carriers that exist in anoxygenic photosynthetic bacteria are quinone and cytochrome B-C complex. Okay, these two are the electron carriers of anoxygenic photosynthetic organisms, and ubiquinone and menaquinone are the quinones which act as electron carriers in anoxygenic photosynthetic organisms. So it is quinone and cytochrome B-C complex. Quinone are the ubiquinones and menaquinones. So like oxygenic photosynthetic organisms, anoxygenic photosynthetic organisms also have your electron carriers. And what do those electron carriers do? They do electron transfer. Now what happens because of this electron transfer? Electron transfer results in the generation of electrochemical proton gradient, and this electrochemical proton gradient drives the ATP synthesis. Okay, so there is electron transfer. Because of this electron transfer, there is generation of electrochemical proton gradient, and because of this there is ATP synthesis. Now let's look the comparison between oxygenic photosynthetic organisms, oxygenic photosynthesis, and and oxygenic photosynthesis. Okay, the comparison between them. Now in oxygenic photosynthesis, chlorophyll A is your photosynthetic pigment, whereas in anoxygenic photosynthesis, the bacteriochlorophyll acts as the photosynthetic pigment. In oxygenic photosynthesis, H2O, that is water, acts as an electron donor, whereas in anoxygenic photosynthesis, hydrogen, hydrogen sulfide, sulfur, organic matter, these acts as the electron donor. Then in oxygenic photosynthesis, O2 production is there because H2O is used as an electron donor. But in anoxygenic photosynthesis, H2O is not used, and here you cannot see oxygen. Okay, and that is the reason why in anoxygenic photosynthesis there is no O2 production. Then in oxygenic photosynthesis, ATP and NADPH act as the primary products of energy conversion, whereas in anoxygenic photosynthesis only ATP is acting as the primary product of energy conversion. In oxygenic photosynthesis, carbon dioxide is the carbon source. Okay, that is, during oxygenic photosynthesis, whatever the carbohydrate you produce, the carbon in that carbohydrate came from CO2. But in anoxygenic photosynthesis, the carbon source is organic compounds and or carbon dioxide. Okay, they can use carbon dioxide as the carbon source for producing carbohydrates, but if carbon dioxide is not there, still photosynthesis will take place and they will use organic compounds as the carbon source for carbohydrate production. Now let's talk about purple photosynthetic bacteria. Now there are two types of this purple photosynthetic bacteria. Okay, the first type is non-sulfur bacteria. This bacteria simply don't have sulfur, you can say that. And the second type is sulfur bacteria. Okay, so purple photosynthetic bacteria have two types, non-sulfur bacteria and sulfur bacteria. Now the example of non-sulfur bacteria is Rhodobacter sphaeroides, and there is one more example which is Rhodopseudomonas viridis. So these two are the examples of non-sulfur bacteria, and the example of sulfur bacteria is Chromatium vinosum. So yeah, purple photosynthetic bacteria, you have two types, non-sulfur bacteria and sulfur bacteria. Now consider this non-sulfur purple bacteria, that is Rhodopseudomonas viridis and Rhodobacter sphaeroides. Now consider their reaction center. Okay, reaction center of these two bacteria. The three-dimensional structure of the reaction center of these two bacteria has been determined. Okay, the three-dimensional structure of the reaction center of these two bacteria has been determined, and this has provided an opportunity to understand the structure and function of the photosynthetic reaction center. Okay, and that is the reason why these two bacteria are very important scientifically, because the three-dimensional structure of their reaction center has been determined, and that provides us an opportunity to understand the structure and function of the photosynthetic reaction center. We can understand how the photosynthetic reaction center functions. That is very important, and that is because of these two non-sulfur purple bacteria, that is Rhodopseudomonas viridis and Rhodobacter sphaeroides. So yeah, the three-dimensional structure of the reaction center of Rhodopseudomonas viridis and Rhodobacter sphaeroides were determined, and that really helped the scientific community to understand the structure and function of the photosynthetic reaction center. Okay, how the photosynthetic reaction center works, that we understood. Now, who determined that three-dimensional structure? In 1984, Michael Deinhofer and Huber, these two scientists, first described the three-dimensional structure of the pheophytin-quinone reaction center of the Rhodopseudomonas viridis. Okay, it was Michael Deinhofer and Huber. I'm really sorry for my pronunciations. First described the three-dimensional structure of pheophytin-quinone reaction center of the Rhodopseudomonas viridis. So yeah, the three-dimensional structure of this pheophytin-quinone reaction center of R. viridis was determined. So what does this reaction center, okay, pheophytin-quinone reaction center of the R. viridis is made up of? Okay, it is made up of three transmembrane proteins, which are HLNM, HLM. These are the three transmembrane proteins which are found in this reaction center, pheophytin-quinone reaction center. After that, 4 molecules of bacteriochlorophyll B are there in this reaction center, and at last there are 2 quinones in the reaction center, one of which is ubiquinone and the other one is menaquinone. So this is the composition of your pheophytin-quinone reaction center of R. viridis. 3 transmembrane proteins HLM, 4 molecules of bacteriochlorophyll B, and 2 molecules of ubiquinone, and two quinones, one of which is ubiquinone and the second one is menaquinone. So we are talking about the reaction center of R. viridis. Now we talked about its components. It has it has 2 molecules of bacteriochlorophyll and 4 molecules of bacteriochlorophyll and transmembrane proteins, and etc, etc. So there is one more component in this reaction center that we didn't talk about, and that is C-type of cytochrome. Okay, C-type of cytochrome is there in the reaction center of R. viridis, and this C-type of cytochrome has 4 heme molecules in it. Okay, C-type of cytochrome has 4 heme molecules in it, and this C-type of cytochrome is an integral component of the reaction center of the R. viridis. Now the thing is that other purple photosynthetic bacteria does not have this C-type of cytochrome. Okay, other purple photosynthetic bacteria such as Rhodobacter sphaeroides and Rhodospirillum rubrum do not have this C-type of cytochrome in the reaction center. Okay, so this C-type of cytochrome is kind of unique to this R. viridis purple photosynthetic bacteria. The reaction center of this photosynthetic bacteria have everything that the reaction center of R. viridis consists, except this C-type of cytochrome. Now let's talk about the photochemical reaction center of Rhodobacter sphaeroides. So light drives the cyclic flow of electron. Okay, due to light there is cyclic flow of the electrons. Now the reaction begins in this photochemical reaction center of Rhodobacter sphaeroides when light absorption takes place by a special pair of bacteriochlorophyll A. Okay, there is a special pair of bacteriochlorophyll A molecules. When they absorb light, then the reaction begins. Okay, now this special pair of the bacteriochlorophyll A molecule shows maximum absorption at 870 nanometer. There are special pair of bacteriochlorophyll A in the photochemical reaction center of Rhodobacter spheroid. Okay, when this special pair of bacteriochlorophyll A shows light absorption, then reaction begins and they show maximum light absorption at 870 nanometer. Now let's look about the components of the reaction center of Rhodobacter spheroids. Okay, what is it made up of? Okay, it contains one L subunit, then one M subunit, then one H subunit, then 4 bacteriochlorophyll A molecules. Then this reaction center also contains 2 bacteriophyophytin. After that, it contains 2 ubiquinone molecules which are referred to as QA and QB. Then it contains 1 non-heme Fe protein, and at last it contains 1 carotenoid. So these is the composition of your reaction center of the Rhodobacter spheroids. Let's read it again. 1 L subunit, 1 M subunit, 1 H subunit, 4 bacteriochlorophyll A molecules, 2 bacteriophyophytin, 2 ubiquinone, QA/QB, 1 non-heme Fe protein, and 1 carotenoid. Now let's see how the cyclic flow of electron takes place in the photochemical reaction center of Rhodobacter spheroids. Okay, so there is your bacteriochlorophyll A. This bacteriochlorophyll A absorb light. Okay, now this causes the excitation of pair of bacteriochlorophyll A molecules. Okay, they absorb light and they become excited. Now they have that high energy electron in them. Now this excitation causes the ejection of the electron. Okay, when pair of bacteriochlorophyll A becomes excited, there is ejection of electron, and this electron go to the bacteriophyophytin. Now from bacteriophyophytin, the electron goes to ubiquinone, QA and QB, and from there it goes to cytochrome BC1 complex, and then from this cytochrome BC1 complex the electron goes to cytochrome C2, and from cytochrome C2 the electron comes back to the reaction center. So this is how the light drives the cyclic electron flow in the photochemical reaction center of Rhodobacter spheroids. Okay, electron from bacterial chlorophyll A, the excited electron goes to bacteriophyophytin. From there it goes to ubiquinone, QA and QB, and from there it goes to cytochrome BC1 complex. From there it goes to cytochrome C2 complex, and at last it comes back to the reaction center. So let's look diagrammatically how the cyclic electron flow takes place in the purple bacteria are spheroids. Okay, so at the reaction center you have your P870. Now this P870 absorbs photons. It was in the normal state, it absorbed photon, so this P870 became excited. Okay, now the excited P870 give its high energy electron to the bacteriophyophytin, and from there the excited electron goes to the ubiquinone, and from ubiquinone the electron goes to cytochrome BC1 and then to cytochrome C2, and from cytochrome C2 the electron comes back to the P870 plus, and this P870 plus becomes normal P870, and it will again absorb photon and will become excited. So this is how your cyclic electron flow is taking place in the purple bacteria are spheroids. Now let's look at green photosynthetic bacteria. The photosynthetic bacteria which are green. Now the purple photosynthetic bacteria have bacteriochlorophyll A as the main photosynthetic pigment. Okay, bacteriochlorophyll A is the main photosynthetic pigment in purple photosynthetic bacteria. But in green photosynthetic bacteria, bacteriochlorophyll C is the main pigment. Okay, green photosynthetic bacteria has large amount of bacteriochlorophyll C. And what about bacteriochlorophyll A? Well, the green photosynthetic bacteria have very small amount, very minor amount of bacteriochlorophyll A. Now this bacteriochlorophyll C in the green photosynthetic bacteria acts as the main light harvesting bacteria. Okay, so yeah, purple photosynthetic bacteria have bacteriochlorophyll A as their main pigment, but green photosynthetic bacteria have bacteriochlorophyll C as their main light harvesting pigment. Now this bacteriochlorophyll C is found in separate structures, okay, known as chlorosomes. Okay, chlorosomes are the separate structures in the green photosynthetic bacteria which contain this bacteriochlorophyll C, and these chlorosomes are attached to the inner face of the cytoplasmic plasma membrane. Okay, in the cell membrane, in the inner face of the cell membrane, there are these separate structures known as chlorosomes which contain bacteriochlorophyll C. And this bacteriochlorophyll C is your main light harvesting pigment. Okay, I wrote bacteria, it should be pigment. So yeah, so your purple photosynthetic bacteria have bacteriochlorophyll A as the main pigment, but in green photosynthetic bacteria, bacteriochlorophyll C is the main light harvesting pigment. Now in green photosynthetic bacteria, the photosynthetic reaction centers are localized in the cytoplasmic membrane. Okay, in the cytoplasmic membrane you have the photosynthetic reaction centers. Okay, when we are talking about green photosynthetic bacteria, and the light gathering system is present in the chlorosomes. Okay, we saw that chlorosomes are the structure in which bacteriochlorophyll C is found, and it is attached to the inner surface of the cell membrane. So your chlorosome contain light gathering system in green photosynthetic bacteria. Now in green photosynthetic bacteria, chlorophyll C is the main pigment, but in some species of green photosynthetic bacteria also contain bacteriochlorophyll D and bacteriochlorophyll E, and they are found in the antenna complex. So yeah, in green photosynthetic bacteria, the photosynthetic reaction center is located in the cytoplasmic membrane, and the light gathering system is in the chlorosomes. This green photosynthetic bacteria also contains bacteriochlorophyll D and E, and they are found in the antenna complex. Now this green photosynthetic bacteria have two families. Okay, the first family is green sulfur bacteria, and the second family is filamentous green non-sulfur bacteria. So sulfur bacteria, non-sulfur bacteria, green sulfur bacteria and filamentous green non-sulfur bacteria are the two families of green photosynthetic bacteria. Now we saw that the green photosynthetic bacteria belong to two families, that is the green sulfur bacteria and the filamentous green non-sulfur bacteria. Now this green sulfur bacteria are anaerobic, they are unicellular and they are small unicellular anaerobic microorganisms. And this green sulfur bacteria belongs to the genus Chlorobaceae. Okay. Genus Chlorobaceae. To this genus this green sulfur bacteria belong to. And this filamentous green non-sulfur bacteria belong to the genus Chloroflexaceae. Okay, so the genus of green sulfur bacteria is Chlorobaceae and the genus of this filamentous green non-sulfur bacteria is Chloroflexaceae. Now the green sulfur bacteria and filamentous non-sulfur green bacteria have similar pigment composition. Okay, these are the two major families of green photosynthetic bacteria and they have similar pigment composition, and both of them contain chlorosomes. So what is difference between them? Okay, now this green sulfur bacteria and filamentous green bacteria have different reaction centers. Okay, their reaction centers are different. Talking about green sulfur bacteria has the FES type of reaction center in it, and talking about the green filamentous non-sulfur bacteria, it has pheophytene QE type of reaction center, and this reaction center is quite similar to the reaction center of purple bacteria and the photosystem II in plants. So yeah, these two have different reaction centers. The green sulfur bacteria has the FES type of reaction center, and this green filamentous non-sulfur bacteria has pheophytene QE type of reaction center, which is similar to that of the reaction center found in the purple bacteria and the photosystem II in the plants. So that's all for this video. Thank you for reading with Muffin.